All right, so let's backtrack just a bit. I feel like I may have lost a few things here. So let me just restart my story a little bit, guys, just in case somebody missed the whole thing. Let's just start over. Now, this story is called The Scorpion, the Frog, and the Watchtower. Now, if you heard this already, bear with me. We're going to start over for the sake of everyone who just came in and the issues, right? So, it was storming. It's raining really, really hard, very, very hard. And in front of this swollen river, there was a scorpion and a frog. The scorpion saw the frog about to jump into the river, and he said, hey, wait a minute. The frog stopped, turned around, and said, what do you want? And the scorpion said, hey, please allow me to ride on your back across this river so we can get to that watchtower over there and get out of this storm. The frog said, what watchtower? What are you talking about? The scorpion said, that one right over there. You see it? Right across the river. There's a watchtower. Look. Frog said, I still don't see it. I don't know what you're talking about. And the scorpion said, don't look with your eyes. Look with your heart. Look with your heart. Look really closely. It's there, but you have to look with your heart. It's right there. Just concentrate on it. The frog looked over and he looked very intently. He said, wait a minute. I think I see it. I think I see it. It's right over there. But he said, you know what though? I'm not going to let you get on my back. And I'm not going to carry you across this river. Because I'm positive that as soon as I'm halfway across this river, you're going to sting me and we're both going to die. Scorpion said, why would I do that? Why would I do that? I'm just trying to get across this river and get out of this storm and get to that watchtower. I don't want to die. If I sting you, I'm going to die. So look, I don't want you to worry about what you think I'm going to do or what I've done in the past or what people say I'll do or what anybody has ever told you about me. Don't worry about any of that. Just worry about right now, what I'm saying to you. And I'm telling you that I surely will not sting you. Just please, please help me across. So the frog looks at the scorpion. He looks at the watchtower again. And against King of Fairy is coming in late, we're going to get the attendant to seat you. Sister Jenkins, can you move that watchtower off the one end of one row and the end off the end of the same row? Quit trying to take up that whole row. Let the brother have a seat. All right, we got you, King of Faders. Sister Jenkins moved that magazine out the way. All right. So the frog, against his better judgment, allows the scorpion to climb on his back, and the two start to make their way across the river. Now the frog is halfway across the river, and he's slightly surprised. He's like, this scorpion seems to be very helpful. He's pointing out obstacles in the way. He said, maybe you want to go this way. Oh, there's something right there. Move to the left, move to right, go this way, follow this course, follow this path. So he's enjoying having the scorpion on his back. He's a really good companion to the frog right now, it seems. And he's enjoying having the scorpion go along with him on this journey. He seems to be very, very helpful. So the frog begins to loosen up a little bit on the scorpion and considers him a friend. Okay, you're my friend. We're going along this journey together. They are almost across the river, and the frog looks up to find his bearings and look at the watchtower again. But he notices something really, really strange. He starts to look at the watchtower, but it looks different this time. He can see through the watchtower. And he's thinking, wait a minute, something's wrong. It shouldn't work like this. Why am I able to see through this building? Something's not right about this. He says, I must be tired. I've been swimming this whole time. I've been pushing myself. I'm probably just tired. I'm just tired. I need to just keep going. I'm all right. Even though I'm really, really worried, something's wrong. I shouldn't be seeing through this watchtower. But it's okay. It's just me. I'm going to keep going. So he gets closer and closer to the watchtower. And the closer he gets to it, the more he can see through it. So the frog says to the scorpion, wait a minute, man, I don't think this watchtower is real. I can kind of see through it a little bit. And the scorpion says, keep swimming. Just keep swimming. Don't tire out, frog. Keep your resolve. Persevere to the end. The frog keeps pushing. He's super tired. He's drained. He doesn't really want to keep going, but he feels like he has to. At this point, what choice does he really have? It's sink or swim for him. He's in the middle of the river. He has to keep going. So he keeps going, and the scorpion looks down at the frog, and he enjoys the fervor at which the frog is exhibiting as he pushes across the river. The scorpion loves to see him pushing so hard and really paying attention to what the scorpion is saying and really exercising faith in what the scorpion has told him. And the scorpion looks at him and smiles and is happy that the frog is pushing himself so hard to help him get across this river. The frog is really, really close to the edge of the river. He's almost there. He can almost touch it. And he gives one last push. And he arrives at the bank of the river. He looks up to find the watchtower. He looks all around for the watchtower. And it's not there. He keeps looking. He keeps looking. And it's not there. The scorpion looks down at the frog. He knows how he feels, and he knows why he feels the way he feels. But he stays on the frog's back. He doesn't move. The frog says, the watchtower isn't here. The scorpion says, yes, it is. The frog says, but I don't see it. The scorpion says, you must have picked up some doubt on your way across the river. You no longer believe in the watchtower, do you? The frog says, no, I don't. I saw through it while we were crossing, and I know it's something that you implanted in my mind so that you could get what you wanted. You were able to control me for a little while, but not anymore. So get off my back and allow me to go my way, and you go your way. The scorpion looked intently at the frog and asks, "Are you sure this is what you want?" The frog says, Yeah, I'm sure. The scorpion slowly climbs off the frog's back, but just before the scorpion is all the way off, the frog feels a tiny little prick on his back. He looks back at the scorpion and says, "Did you sting me?" The scorpion just smiles at the frog. The frog begins to cry. He knows his time is short. He knows he's going to die. He says, "Why would you do that to me? I was good to you. I helped you. I took you across the river. It was one of the hardest things I've ever done in my life. I thought you were sent to make things easier for me. I thought you were going to help me find shelter from this storm, but you just stung me. Why would you do that to me?" The scorpion just looks down at the frog and smiles. And he says, "You poor, poor little frog. I did it for two reasons. First reason is because I'm a scorpion, and that's what I do. And the second reason is because I'll always need a way across this river, and I can't have you telling the other frogs that the watchtower isn't real." The watchtower was started by a charlatan. It's managed by charlatans. It's governed by a body of charlatans. So being a charlatan, as the scorpion was to the frog, is as much a part of the DNA of the watchtower as stinging is a part of the DNA of the scorpion. Offering people safe passage across what they make out to be a raging river of worldly evils that is in actuality just a small stream of human imperfections, and then in the process stinging people with the loss of friends, family, money, hope, and most importantly, the loss of time. That's what it does, and there's nothing that we can do to change it. So why do we expect anything different from this organization that has proven that it does what it does without change from the time it was started up until today? I don't think we do, but I do think that we still have some hope in humanity. We hope that all the loved ones that we all miss so much will see the mirage and see through the mirage and discover that the watchtower isn't real and that it isn't really a refuge from anything, and that the governing body are merely scorpions riding on the backs of 8 million frogs. Scorpions that cannot have their frogs listening to us as ex-Jehovah's Witnesses, because we may try to change them. Maybe all we can do is continue to hope that they eventually will see the mirage. Unfortunately, we can't carry them across the river. They have to swim for themselves. They must get their own scorpions off their backs before they are stung themselves. But as ex-Jehovah's Witnesses, it is my hope and my personal intent that going forward in life, when any of us approach a raging river of uncertainty, a raging river of self-doubt, a raging river of sorrow, or a raging river of loneliness, or whatever our personal raging rivers are, that when others gather around us, offering to help us across that raging river, that we are able to differentiate the scorpions from the frogs. So guys, this was just something that was on my heart last night. And I stayed up until about 5 in the morning just writing this because it seemed like something that is very relatable. Now, the story of the scorpion and the frog is very different from what I've just said. It's similar, but very different. I've added a few things to it to relate to what I'm speaking about on this channel. But I think that that story is very representative of what we as XJWs, go through with our families, with our friends, with our daily lives. It's hard to, trust people. It's hard to forgive. It's hard to move forward. But that's what this community is all about. And I didn't realize until a few days ago. I kind of knew, but I didn't know. I didn't realize until we started really doing these call-in shows and having people call in and talk about how much this helps for the community to be able to just talk to somebody and tell them how they feel about it. So this is something I'm going to continue to do. Let me know what you guys think about this story, about this format, because I think it's something that I want to continue to do on Sundays. I kind of enjoy writing a little bit. So yeah, I think this is something I'm going to continue to do. I don't want to be on here too long today. Willow B, thank you so much. I wanted to pass a collection plate for this discourse. This one hit the nail on the head. Thank you so much for that. Shiloh says, is that a story, a metaphor, or passage from a book? The story of the frog and the scorpion is basically about a frog and a scorpion, of course, crossing a river. And it's basically, the point of the story is basically that you cannot change what a person really is. A person or a thing is what it is, and you shouldn't expect it to be any different. I adapted the story a little bit to fit the narrative of the Watchtower. So yeah, guys, I just want to get that out there. I hope that it is something that is relatable, which I think it is. When I heard that story, I kind of thought, wow, I know what that feels like. So guys, this week is going to be a very busy week for the channel. I have a lot of shows planned. So I think I'm going to be back on my normal time, which will be 7:30 p.m. Central Time. And I have shows Mondays, Tuesday, Thursday, and maybe a Friday one. But again, let me know what you think about this format. If it's something that you guys enjoy, I will do it every Sunday at the Kfitz Hall of Ex-Jehovah's Witnesses. And Again, guys, thank you so much for your support. The last few nights have been so great. We've had so many people call in, and it has been really humbling to see how many people are actually supporting the channel, how many people it's actually helping. And I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you, SBL. Southern Boss Lady says, Watchtower is just a biz, taking advantage of the people. They set us up for failure. But we got people like UK and other XJW community to help with the trauma. We got this. Yes, we do. We just got to make sure we keep those scorpions off our backs. That's all it is. So again, guys, thanks for hanging in there. I'm sorry for the technical problems. Daniel, you're welcome, my brother. I feel like we have to do this, man. We have to be reassuring and encouraging to each other, because this shit is not easy. You know, people, the main reason why I even did the Dr. Phil episode, which pretty much put me out there, that video has almost 500,000 views now, was because I could see that Marbo says I'll be leading the group out in service this afternoon. That's funny. Because I could see that the way people look at people who've left the organization is the same way that Dr. Phil looked at it. And the point, you know, the couple who were in the story, yeah, they were important, but they were not integral. The real point of that was the way that Dr. Phil was treating those people is the way that everybody thinks you should treat XJWs. And that's not the way that we should be treated, because we have so much more that we are dealing with that they don't understand. So that's the whole point of that, and that's the point of doing these things. I feel like we have to do things to help each other. There are times when I'm tired and I may see a video that helps me. Maybe a time when I'm sad and I'll see something that helps me. And maybe a time when I'm by myself and I might have some type of thought and I'm thinking, wow, this might help somebody else. Thank you, SBL. And yeah, you know, guys, I didn't realize. Terry Baker says, I absolutely cannot go out today. Thanks anyway. Yeah, I didn't realize how much time it actually takes to do a show, like to put together something like this story. I sat down here and I started typing at about 10 o'clock. And around 2 or 3, I got done. And I was so wound up because I was like, man, I really like this story. I couldn't go to sleep until about 5 because I kept reading it over and over again, trying to make sure that it made sense. But doing a show for an hour or 2 hours, especially when you have a topic that you've already researched and done things like that for, takes a lot of work. So, you know, when we see all these people in the XJW community putting out, you know, really quality content and real researched information, we should definitely support them, because that shit is not easy. It takes a lot of work. So I appreciate you guys really just tuning in. The fact that someone actually cares enough about something that I say to actually tune in, I really, really appreciate it. So Terry Baker, have a great day as well. Thank you so much for dropping in. I'll have another live show tomorrow, 7:30 p.m. Central Time. Yes, actually, I am going to start Shiloh a podcast. I'm going to take a lot of this information that I've done, and I'm going to transfer it into a podcast and post it on iTunes as well. And I want to change the format again to where I actually have people. I love the Google Hangouts format, but I want to do it also in a way where I actually have people here and it's a face-to-face conversation. Willow B, bro, Fitz, you have your suit coat on. I'm dressing up from now on. That's funny. Kim and Mikey said there were 268 halls and assembly halls that have closed. Can you tell me over what period of time this was? I'm not really sure. You know, I don't keep up so much with the statistical part of the watchtower, because to me that's not as important as getting the mental part of it out. I feel like the more that we get the mental part out, the statistics won't matter, because it's going to be a reflection of that. But while that's great, and I'm glad that stuff like that's happening, I'm really much more concerned with the social aspect of the watchtower and how they mentally affect the people who are in the organization, the people who are leaving the organization. So I'm not really sure about that. I'll maybe look into it and maybe see if there's something out there that I can find to actually answer that question. But as of right now, I honestly don't know. Thank you, Robert. I appreciate it, man. I really do. So yeah, guys, thank you so much again for supporting the channel. I will see you guys tomorrow. Willow B, thank you so much for the super chat. You did. I'm so blown away. Thank you for your hard work. Thank you, Willow B. I think I do think interesting. The days of the week and the gods that they represent. Yes, definitely. Yeah, Marbo, drop your email in the chat. Hip to the dip. Personally, I'm not a JW or XJW. I just really like your content. Hey, thank you, Hip to the dip. I really appreciate that. Yeah, Marbo, let's leave your email in the chat, because I do like to talk with you guys, and I think I may do that as well. Dave is somebody I really want to talk with. John Hill is going to be on another panel, and if you're watching, John, I'm sorry that the show that you were supposed to be on didn't happen. One of the panelists, Bruce, ended up getting sick, and so we weren't able to do the show. So we're just going to reschedule that show, and when we do it, I'll let you know so that you can actually join the show. Aramis Ponder says, thank you for the inspiration. My father is a Jehovah's Witness, and I have been dealing with the pain of not having him in my life due to me not supporting his religion. Yeah, that is a real pain. He says, I'm also using your save money and live in your car videos as inspiration due to my situation in life at the moment. Hey, man. Thank you. That video, that was a hard time, man. It took that was a little over 2 years that I did that, man. And it was a lot. But it paid off. It really paid off. Not even just financially. It paid off more so from the standpoint of going forward. I am not afraid of losing anything. I am not afraid of losing anything and everything, because I know no matter what happens, I'll be okay. If I was to lose everything and be out on the street again, I'd be fine. I'm not worried about it. So that is the main thing that I learned from living in that car and from being homeless. It was difficult, but at the same time, once I just stuck in there, it became really easy. It was really, toward the end, it became so easy because I had the system down so well. It became so easy, and I saved so much money. Like, I was sleeping in my car, but I did not have any money worries. I was baller for a while, dude. And of course, you move in and you have to start paying bills and stuff again. But I did not have any money problems at all. So yeah, I'm glad that it helped you out, bro. Um, Great Dane, are we going to close with a song? You know what, Great Dane? That's funny that you mentioned that because I was really contemplating whether putting the music on this show, but I know personally that if I hear that music, any XJW video that I've watched that had the music playing, I've not been able to finish it because I get too triggered from it. I'm not even gonna lie. When I hear that music, it's not good. Like all that stuff comes back and I can't tolerate it. So that's the only reason why I didn't put the music in there. Yeah, Aramis, do that. When you start your channel, connect with me. And yeah, I will love to collab with you on a project, bro. No problem. No problem. We gotta pull each other up, man. So I have no problem with that. Just let me know when what's up, Michelle? Just let me know when you get your channel started, bro. And we'll make that happen. So yeah, guys, I think we're gonna go ahead and shut it down. But I hope you guys enjoyed the show today. Make sure you stop by the literature counter and get your new literature. Make sure you stand out in the doorway and talk to some people that you really don't feel like talking to, and you're really hungry and you're trying to get out of this place, but they keep talking and asking you questions that you feel like are none of their business, but they keep asking you anyway.